The channel we're going to be looking at today is TA Outdoors, or we're actually going to be looking at one video, but it's strange. I haven't seen that many of Mike's videos. If you didn't know, the owner of the channel and the maker of the videos is Mike. But yeah, I've followed him for, I don't know, quite a while on Instagram, and I've spoken to him a couple of times. I can't remember if they were just in comments on videos or DMs on Instagram. Originally, Mike started the channel TA Fishing, Totally Awesome Fishing, and I believe his father is still running that channel, so he's still making videos for that channel. It's funny because when I was looking at starting YouTube, I was thinking, what can I make videos on? And I thought, well, I love fishing, and I think I've got a bit of knowledge in fishing and skills and that. Problem is, fish hate me. Like, I would have to go out and do like 10 videos or 10 days fishing to get enough footage of fish to make one video. So yeah, I had to be honest to myself and say, look, as much as you love fishing, fishing doesn't love you. Not enough to make YouTube videos anyway. So I went on to Bushcraft. Mike started out with fishing, did awesome with it. Apparently it was one of the best, biggest channels in Europe. And then he handed that off to his dad, and he started up the TA Outdoors, and now he's smashing it on that as well. The video we're going to look at today is not the most viewed video on his channel. The most viewed video is building a cabin using old pallets. Yeah, interesting, but the thumbnail, the one beside that, the second most viewed one of this hut here, it really grabbed my attention. So yeah, we're going to check that out. I don't think I've watched any of his like big shelter builds, like the Viking houses and all that sort of stuff. I don't think I've watched any of those. I might have flicked through one of them once, but yeah, the videos I've seen of his, they're more the like scaled back bushcraft things and tarp stealth camping and a couple of random things like that. Like, yeah, I don't know. From the one I saw, I don't think there was much talking in it. We'll see if there's talking in this video, because I haven't seen it. So it's just going to be straight up honest reaction. Let's get into it. Thanks for watching. So he's got someone else there with him. That's what I need to do. Some of the shelters I've done are just, yeah, too much work for one person. I really need to put an ad in the paper or something, or put it up online and say, hey, I'm looking for an apprentice to do a shelter build, and then just give them all the hard work to do. I'll just sit back and just supervise, and then put the video up on my channel when it's done. Seems like a good idea. Let me know in the comments if you're in Australia or Queensland and you want to come build a shelter with me. Let me know. See if there's any interest at all. Nice forest that he's got there. I've got to say that. Everything looks so clean. Like, I don't know why, but where I am, and all the trees and leaves and everything else, it just looks messy. This just looks like nice, clean. Yeah, I think that's his dad with him. I wonder if he did a commentary video on this build, like playing it through and do what I'm doing right now, but actually be commentating in his own words, talking through the build process and any problems they discovered and how long it took to do things. That'd be cool. So I've never had that experience with my father. I certainly haven't done anything like this. I think there'd be a bit of swearing if we did it now. If we'd each have our own idea of how to do things. I'd want it done my way because I'd be thinking about filming it. He'd want it done his way because he'd be thinking about practicality of things. And yeah, I'm just envious of the fact that he's got all this straight timber around. Softwood. Man, it does look like a mammoth shelter. I wonder if he took the whole family out there for a feed afterwards. Like, turn the cameras off and just enjoyed it. Some music on and just kick back with the family and relax. That'd be rewarding at the end of the build. Looks like nice weather they've got to work in. They've still got long sleeve shirts on. That's, I mean, righto. Looks pretty easy to be. I can handle that. Yeah, I love to work in an environment where you can keep your long sleeve shirt on all day, and his old man's got the vest on there, so yeah. This will be to render his walls with. See, I did this and I cut corners because I didn't have a screen to sieve it through. I suppose I could have just woven some sticks together and sort of used that as a makeshift screen, but when you're working that straw together in the clay and the mud and that, and you've got rocks in there, you end up slamming your finger into them and you get rocks and stuff under your nails and split your nails, and yeah, it's not the most fun, but you know, try to cut corners by not having to screen it off like that. And I've found it holds up pretty damn well. Like, I did one wall of a shelter that was fully exposed to the rain, and it was there for 2 years. Like, the rest of the shelter sort of fell apart, but that one wall, it stayed. And when I knocked it down to build the earth shelter that I built, I was surprised how intact it still is. Like, all that clay mixed in with and I didn't even put that much straw into it. It was just mainly clay and rocks and that pushed into the sticks. Yeah, there was gaps through it, but you know, all in all, it was pretty damn good. Everything is so precise. Like, all these cuts is like, would have liked to have seen them bundling all these up. Like, where'd they come from? Like, I would have liked to have seen them out in the field, like tying them up and then cutting them off. And I wonder how long it took him to prep for this. Like, he obviously just didn't get on the phone and say, oh, let's go out and build a shelter. There was a fair bit of thought that went into it. The design of the shelter, how they're going to go about doing it, and the steps that were going to be required, as well as all the material, and make sure he had enough material to build it, because he wouldn't want to get halfway through doing something, a huge shelter like this, and then run out of materials. And the same goes for the roof. He would have had all that done. It's all been dried, so he's either bought it or harvested it some other time and let it dry. But yeah, I'd just like to know how long he actually went into it before the actual build day, like the start of build. Was it just like a couple of weeks that he was like out sourcing stuff? And because that's a lot of material. My goodness. I like his dad's rendering all the wall and Mike's just sitting back. Oh, I'll just film you, Dad. Yeah, you're doing a good job. Just keep going with that and I'll just work the camera. I'm sure he didn't do that, but I guess inside of it you'd have that smell of being inside of a giant straw bundle. And you're definitely building a nice little home for mice and rats. That's cool. I've got to get me one of those. I haven't done any like forging, not signatures, I'm talking forging metal and running a forge. Something I've wanted to try and wanted to do, but yeah, just haven't had the opportunity. I did have a friend when I was at university that was right into it, and he used to do demonstrations and stuff at local fairs and shows and things. Chaining his dad up for the night. Don't go anywhere, Dad. We've got work to do in the morning. Alright. Cool little fireplace. Little grill setup. I appreciate how much time is involved to film. Like, it doesn't just come together. You've got to actually go out and move the cameras around and set them up and focus them, take a shot, and you let it run for like a few seconds or a minute, and then you turn it off and move it somewhere else and make sure everything's out of the shot. You don't want your camera bags sitting in the background somewhere. And yeah, so I appreciate the amount of work that he's gone to film this. I don't know if his father also played a part in the filming, or if he just all Mike was just moving the cameras around and setting stuff up on tripods. Cool. I like it. Thanks for watching. Alright, criticism. I think my only real criticism of that whole video is to Mike and his dad. Bloody overachievers. I mean, that was awesome. Like, people ask me, how do you get ahead on YouTube? There's so many people on YouTube now, and how do you stand out? And like, that is an example of how to stand out. Like, that's why it's had millions of views. If you're going to build a shelter, like that, then go all in. That's how you stand out. Like, you show the audience how much effort you're putting into something. If you're just knocking something together the same as everyone else, you can't expect any great results unless your personality is like awesome, which mine isn't. And yeah, you got to do good work. And man, that was definitely good work. As with all the videos on this channel, I'm not going to show the creators full video. That's, you know, I'm not going to steal that off them. I just show highlights of it, and then I'll always put the link in the video description so you can go check out the full video. And with this one, if you haven't seen it, or even if you have, go see it again. But yeah, I'd encourage you to watch the whole video. Check the video description of this video, and you can find a link to that video. All right, I think that makes sense. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.